Hello, welcome everyone in this live session. Thank you for joining. And today I'm here to discuss something interesting. Basically, let me introduce myself. My name is Ankur Singh and I teach physics, a subject which basically is all around you. Whatever you do, wherever you go, you will find physics everywhere. Now, the aim for this session is to make you realize that how physics is all around yourself. Now see, you can see some props here. You can see some, what we call it? We call it a mirror. So I have a mirror in front of you and I'm going to talk about mirror and the science behind it. It is estimated that a normal person spends 15 days in a year in front of the mirror. So when you stand in front of the mirror in the morning, now after this session, I hope you will realize that yes, there is science behind that image formation. Whatever you are seeing, there is a science behind that, and what science is there we'll see today in this session. And I know you love standing in front of the mirror, and once you stand in front of the mirror, you feel good about yourself. Now, if I talk about a mirror and a glass, is there any difference between mirror and the glass? I hope my students have joined. And can you tell me, there is a difference between mirror and the glass, or they are same? So some of the answers, I think I will get answers because I have very bright students whom I teach. So some idea. Is there any difference between mirror and a glass? If it is, then tell me. Write in the comment that what do you think is the difference between mirror and the glass? Okay, so no responses. I think people are still joining. Only 14 people are there. So Atul sir is also visible in this, I think. Okay. Not a problem. I will tell you about it. I think it's not very interactive right now. Hello, ma'am, Shilpi ma'am. Hello, Bhumi. Okay, Harsh, they are different. How they are different? I was waiting for your answers. Okay, Shaurya, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, basically, Archana ma'am. Tushar, can you tell me the difference quickly? Okay. Hello, Pratyush. Okay. So, Tushar is telling me the difference. Okay. Now, let me talk about the science behind the mirror. All those who actually have studied science in their classes, previous classes, now I will tell you the difference. I got the answer from most of my students, and that's wonderful. You gave the correct answer. The glass that you see is different than mirror. How it is different? In mirror, we have polish behind it. And once we polish the surface of the glass, it becomes mirror. Now the question comes, why do we need to polish that surface? Why do we need that? So now there comes the science behind it. There comes the image formation, how the image is formed in front of a mirror, in a mirror. We will talk about that. Now, if I talk about how image is formed, we have to see certain things. Now, when you stand in front of a mirror, just imagine this is the mirror. In our physics terms, we draw it a plane like this, and we have a symbol for showing polish. So basically, when there is a mirror in front of you, what you have to understand that you have a glass surface and there is a polish behind that glass surface. And that polish, what does it do? It basically gives you something which you need for image formation. For image formation, what you need is reflection of light. So the phenomena behind the image formation is known as reflection of light. Now, what is reflection of light? When a light strikes an opaque object, it comes back in the same medium. For example, if I send a light like this, a light ray will strike this mirror and it will come back in the same medium. And this is what reflection of light looks like. But the question is reflection possible in glass? Yes, it is possible a little bit, but for reflection to take place, you need to have an opaque surface, a reflecting surface. So, if you want to have a mirror in front of you, you want to prepare a mirror, you need manufacture a mirror, you need a glass and then the polish. Now, because I'm talking about the science behind the mirror, the thing that I'm talking about is reflection of light. Which mirror or which type of mirror we are seeing here? If you see this mirror is a plane mirror. So if we are talking about physics, a little bit we go deep into physics, we call it plane mirror. In a layman term, you will call it a normal mirror, but we know that there are different types of mirror. So I hope you understand this is called plane mirror. For time being, keep this in mind, this is a plane mirror. You understand why it is plane? So the surface is plane, it is a plane mirror. In formation of plane mirror that you find in your homes, you get a polish, and polish can be of two things. Silver, okay, or we can have polish of aluminium. Now, why we have this polish? Because these are metals and they have reflectivity as their property. They reflect the light. So, which is better, silver or aluminium? Can you answer? Which is better? Silver is better, aluminium is better? Just have a guess. So, if you think about reflectivity, I think if you think a little bit deeper, if you have studied or you have a random guess, you can get an answer. Silver, tin, aluminium or mercury. Vikas sir, bilkul. Okay, so if I talk about which is better, so I can tell you silver is better than aluminium. Silver can reflect light more as compared to aluminium, but the problem with silver is it basically is expensive, and that's why we prefer aluminium for our daily uses or for the uses which are not that we don't need that accurate image. So if you're using a plane mirror, now when you stand in front of the mirror, you should know that the first surface is of glass, there is a polish behind it, and that polish is of aluminium. Mostly it is of aluminium. And one more thing that you need to understand is once we have this aluminium polish, there is a problem with aluminium. And Vikas sir is here and all other students are here. I think most of you are seeing 25 people I can see. Okay, so aluminium, if I keep an aluminium article in air, what do you think will happen to it? The hint is think about corrosion. What will happen to an aluminium article if I keep it in open air? Hello Rahul. Think about what will happen to this if I keep an aluminium article in open. Okay, quickly, can I get some answer from someone? Because you all are good, I know. So if you try to think that what happens to the aluminium when it is kept in open air, or then you can easily get the answer because you have studied in class 10th or in 11th, 12th, wherever you have studied about this. So when I keep an aluminium article in front of, what I get a layer of aluminium oxide. So aluminium article develops a layer of aluminium oxide, and because that layer of aluminium oxide is developed, as you know, its nature of aluminium to react with oxygen and develops the layer of aluminium oxide. It basically tries to protect it. So उसको protect करता है. अभी मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ कि if it protects that layer, it is not good for us. It reduces the reflectivity of my surface. So what I need three things. Now understand. I have a polish that is of aluminium. In order to protect it from corrosion of aluminium oxide, I put another layer, a dielectric layer or a waterproof paint behind it. So when I talk about a mirror, I have three things. I have a polish, a glass surface of polish, and the polish of aluminium, and behind the aluminium polish, we also have a paint. So this is basic of a mirror which you see in front of you. Now what I want to show you something experimentally, because physics, as I told you, is not about theory. It's not about only deriving equations or solving questions. No, it's about things that you have all around you. So I brought a mirror for you. I will show you an experiment, simple experiment of observation. Instead of telling this thing by theoretical method, it's better if you observe it. So I think that if you observe it, you will observe it carefully and try to understand what I am tell you. This is the torch. I will keep it here. So you can see an image formation here. Image is formed in the mirror. You can see that. And once you see that image, what you need to understand that this image is the same size as the object. Image has the same size as the object. And if I move it further like this, if I move it further, what I will get? I will get the same distance. The image is at same distance as object. When I keep it closer, it seems that it is closer. When I move it away, it keeps moving, and the distance, you can see the distance is more in case of image also. So why I am showing you this? I am going to talk about the characteristic of the image formed by a plane mirror. So whenever I talk about a characteristic of image formed by a plane mirror, I can say two things. First, it forms erect image. Erect means if this head is upside, head is upside. And the second thing, it forms the image at the same distance. As you can see, it forms the image at the same distance. Now, if I tell you the third thing, which you must be knowing, I think, can you tell me, if I show this like hand and I tell you in which hand I am holding the marker? So you must be knowing that when you stand in front of the mirror, the image is laterally inverted. Image laterally inverted means you will find, or you will see that if I am holding the marker in my right hand, you will feel like that it is there in left hand in front of the mirror. You can see that. Now it means we have this characteristic of mirror in front of you. There's these three characteristics are there, and these are the characteristics of plane mirror. So in front of plane mirror, when you stand, you will find these characteristics. So as I told you, stand daily, you see the images, and you now can think about that there is something of physics behind it, some kind of physics is behind it, reflection of light is there. That's why you are able to see the image. Even the reflection of light is helping you to see everything around you. The light reflects back from the wall, comes to your eyes, and you're able to see it. Now I have one more mirror for you, and I want to ask you to talk about to see the mirror carefully. This is a smaller mirror, if you can see. First thing, by seeing the image, can you tell me whether it is a plane mirror or it is a convex mirror? Can you see the image? If you can see the image, can you tell me it's a plane mirror or convex mirror or concave mirror? Pranjal? Anyone else? Can we find something which says that whether it is plane or convex, concave? So basically, if I see this mirror and I keep a marker in front of it or something in front of it, if it follows all the characteristic of a plane mirror, image is formed in the same manner as plane mirror forms the image, we'll call it plane mirror. But we also have a spherical mirror. For example, if I keep a mirror like this, spherical in shape, I will say that it is a spherical mirror. And spherical mirror can be of two types. Either it could be concave mirror or it could be convex mirror. So if I say this is concave, so this is convex. So we have concave mirror and convex mirror in front of you, and these mirrors are called spherical mirrors. If you want to see them in your daily life, you want to experience something that, okay, from where I will get concave mirror or convex mirror, you can easily get some experience about it. How? A spoon which you use in your kitchen. Use a spoon, and if you see your face in that spoon, you will experience, you will see your image basically in that spoon, and that image will be giving you the same effect as spherical mirror will give. When you will see from this side, you will see a different type of image as compared to this side. So all those who I teach, or whenever I teach this topic to my students, I bring a spoon with me. And so you have a spoon in your kitchen. You can, it can be a task for you today. You can go and see your face in that spoon and tell me which side you find your image to be erect and which side you find your image to be inverted. So once you see that, you will find that it is similar to the mirror that I am seeing here, the concave mirror, the convex mirror I am seeing here. Hello ma'am, Sunita ma'am is here. Thank you for joining, ma'am. Now I have convex mirror also. Now I want to show you a practical example of it. That's why I'm here with this. I want to show you a practical example because physics is all about practical things. I cannot talk about theory all the time. So come on, let us see one practical example how the image changes if I use another mirror. I don't use a plain mirror. If I use another mirror, how the image will change. So can you see something? Okay, can someone tell me what is this? I know you're not getting involved a lot. I'm getting very less responses, but I hope this time you will answer. Can you guess? Just a simple guess. What is this? A guess. I know you will tell me the right answer. You must have seen it somewhere. You must have seen it. That's why I'm asking. I brought it for this session, and luckily I have this with me. So rear view mirror, Pratyush. Okay, Pratyush, that's correct. It's a rear view mirror. It's a rear view mirror, and what is a rear view mirror? So you must be okay. Car side mirror. Okay, right, Ashish. Okay. So what I'm saying, if this is a mirror and you identify as a rear view mirror, and you must have seen it in your scooties, in your cars, wherever you go. Have you ever noticed there is something written in that mirror, on that mirror? Can you tell me, Pratyush or anyone? Shilpi ma'am? Mrityunjay? Anyone can answer what is written on that mirror? There is a warning written on that mirror. Tushar, it's rear view mirror. What is the warning that is written in that mirror? Okay, Shilpi ma'am, side mirror, it's okay. Can you remember that warning? If you don't, you can just run away and go and see in your scooty or car and come back and tell me. That is possible because I am here in front of you. I cannot see you, right? So you can go and see what is the warning, or you must be remembering it, most of you, that there is something which is written. And yes, so I'm getting the answer. Lot of answers here. Okay, that's very good. Vikas, Ashish, Pranjal, Pratyush. Okay, so most of you have seen it. Hi Anjali. Okay. The image is smaller. Shilpi ma'am says the image is smaller. The warning that is written in that mirror is basically what you are telling me, that objects are closer than they appear. Basically, you see the image which is quite different from the plane mirror. Now, let me show you. I think I will be able to show you correctly. So please pay attention. I have both the mirrors in front of you. Now what I want you to pay a proper attention. You want to pay proper attention so that you can identify the difference between these two mirrors. Now see properly. If I keep a mirror here, this is for plane mirror, and same image can be thought about a convex mirror. Can you see the difference? And if I move it, can you spot the difference? Can you spot the difference in this mirror and this mirror? They are together. I am moving. Make sure you see the difference. You see the difference, make sure. Now, I am holding it here. Is there any difference between that mirror and this mirror? You have to pay a little more attention. Reason being, you have to be a little more proactive with your eyes. But I think when I look it from here, I can see the difference, and maybe you can also. Can you see the size of mirror decreasing, size of this torch decreasing when I move away from the convex mirror? I think if you see it properly, just pay attention to this mirror itself, only convex mirror. If you see the image diminishing, can you see the image diminishing? It becomes like, again, can you see it diminishing? Yes, just diminishing. Okay, can you spot it? Yes or no? If yes, then please respond. Then only I can tell you. Bhumi, yes, can you? Okay, yes, Bhumi can respond. Harsh is seeing. That's very good. Archana, thank you so much. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about, that you can see the difference in these images. So once you see the difference, what you realize that one is convex, one is concave. I have one more to show. So you see this, is it cute? Okay, so what I'm doing, I'm showing you the same thing from this one. I think it will look better. Okay, so now see, it's here. When I move it, the size is same in this. But in this, what happens? See, I keep it closer, and then when I start moving it away, it becomes smaller. What the fun of physics is, you can see it in front of you. If you will see it, then you will believe it, that yes, what I'm saying is right. So did you enjoy this? Okay, I hope you have enjoyed it. Now, so what you can see is the difference in the image formed by these two mirrors. One is the plane mirror, the other is a convex mirror, and you can see the difference in both the mirrors. So now what I can say, and you have seen it, now you will agree with me when I say that the convex mirror forms diminished image. Diminished means smaller image. If I say in simple words, it will be a smaller image. Now the question is, if I talk about question, one of the thing is, if convex mirror is there, why we use a rear view mirror? To see, when I talk about convex mirror, it forms a smaller size image, and this gives us more area, and it covers more area as compared to other mirrors. If you see this convex mirror and a plane mirror in front of you, this plane mirror will cover less area as compared to convex mirror, because it has a surface which is larger as compared to the plane mirror. That's why the rear view mirror is made of convex mirror. The other thing is, it forms smaller image, so more images can be there. But in life, you have to trade off things. So that's what happens with us. In convex mirror, with all its good things, there is one drawback, and that is the objects seem to be little bit further away from what actually they are. So we go with that trade-off, because the advantage that we have of larger area is much bigger than this little flaw. So this flaw is basically because of our presumption, because of our mind, we presume it that the image is formed is smaller. If those of you who have studied this, or I have taught you, or some teacher have taught you, you must know that how image is formed. So if I talk about the light goes here, and it is a diverging mirror, so light will move away. Then what I will do, I will bring this back, and at this point the focus will lie. And if this is an object, I will also try to form image. In that case, I will bring one more ray that will pass from focus, and that will pass from center of curvature, and I will get one image here. So I will get an image. So now see, now when I tell you this in your science class, or on blackboard, on board, then you find it like I'm talking about theory. Believe me, it's simple what I told you. This is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about this image become smaller. You can see it here. And if you are in class 10th, if you will go to class 12th, or you have come to class 11th, or you are in 9 to 12th, all of you can understand this, I hope. Reason being, it is taught in 8th, it is taught in 10th, it is also taught in 12th. So this you see everywhere. And when I draw this, so next time when you go for your textbook, you read your textbook, try to relate it with your life, real life. It's not about textbook. Physics cannot be studied only by textbook, because unless until you apply it in your life, it will become boring, it will become tedious to solve. So I hope this session will make you realize how things are related to your life. Now, one last one, but very interesting one. And I have told you, I have promised you that I will bring some experiments to you and see this torch. There's a purpose for this torch here. And why? So you must be knowing that what I can do, I can form one, I should remove it. Okay, so I have removed this mirror now. Now I have to show something about this. Can you tell me, is this a concave mirror or convex mirror or plane mirror? This one. All my dear students who are seeing it, can you tell me that what you are seeing is convex or plane or concave? What do you understand about this? Little bit idea you must have. Shilpi, thank you so much that you are able to understand. That's wonderful. Thank you for responding. So, some of you, Pranjal or Pratyush, if you are here, can you tell me whether this is a plane mirror? Not a mirror. Harsh Singh is correct. It's not a mirror. It's a glass. So Harsh, I have already taught you in this class. I have already taught you this in your class, I think. So you remember it. That's very good. So see, this is not a mirror. It is a glass. People get confused with this, that this is a mirror. No, mirror needs to be polished. If it would have been mirror, you would have been seen your face here. I would have seen my face in this. I cannot, because the light goes directly away from it. I cannot get the reflection of light. So it is not a mirror. Now see one magic. How this torch works. How this torch works, I want to show you. Now, can you see something? I hope you can see the light here on the board. Yes? Okay. So if you see the light here, now, is there something different in this torch than normal bulb? Basically, there is a bulb inside it. A normal bulb is inside it. But why we see this kind of beam of light? Why don't we see normal bulb which expands the light? Can we see it? So see, I'm trying to do something. And you will see what will happen. Okay. So I have opened it. Have you opened the torch before? If you have not, see, I'm opening for you. It's again working. Now what I will do? This is the inside of the torch. Now can you spot a mirror? Yes, you can. You can spot a mirror. This I'm talking about. You see the torches that you see, the headlight. Always find a mirror. You will always find it. So this is a concave mirror. Concave mirror. It is a spherical mirror. Now, let me tell you. Is there a think about it? Do we have an advanced mirror there? Yes, we have. See. Now pay attention. You are seeing something different. You see something different, and we can also expand more. It will expand more if you open it further. It will expand more, and you will. So let me open it and then show you. Now see. Can you find the difference now? There is no beam of light. The light has expanded. But I want a torch, I want a beam of light so that I can see further objects. So what I will do, I will use a mirror. I will now again bring it back to its own position. So when you open it at home, make sure remember how to bring it back. Otherwise, you will scolded by your parents. Okay. So now I want difference. Yes. Now, did you like it? So you can see the difference here. Let me fix it. Okay. So it's almost fixed. Okay, so now again we are back to normal. Now, so this is called the effect of that concave mirror. Now let me tell you how this happened. What is the physics behind it? So issues, I think. Okay, so this is a concave mirror. I will bring the light like this. What it does is basically reflects back the light. It reflects back the light. And that's why when you see the torch, in that torch what happened, the light which was expanding, it came to a beam. It came to a beam means, for example, we will get a beam of light. All the light will focus in a given direction. And that happens because of the concave mirror. I hope you did get the concept that why we use concave mirror in torches and headlights of the vehicles. Yes, we use concave mirror in torches and headlights of the vehicle because it's a converging mirror and it brings all the light in one direction, and that is the advantage of the concave mirror. I can go on with so many things. I can go on. I have a question for someone. Okay. Okay, Luis, I can talk about this. There are a lot of things that we need to talk about, and it's better that you ask this. Basically, what happens when lateral inversion comes in place, there are different theories people talk about. But one thing that you have to understand, it's simple. What I can tell you that when I stand in front of mirror, just imagine the image that you are seeing in concave, the plane mirror, what happens, it behaves like that I have turned like this. Try to understand. What I'm telling you that when I stand in front of the mirror, my right hand, my left, this is my left side, this is my right side. If I turn back, then it will feel like that this will become my left, this will become my right. It means when you see in the mirror, there is some psychological effect that goes on. And those psychological effect is also there that makes you see the lateral inversion of the mirror. Basically, there is still, if you go in detail, you will find it that what we are doing, we are feeling like that someone who is standing in front of us has gone behind the mirror and stood there. So when someone goes behind the mirror and stands there, of course, the left becomes right. So that's why you see that lateral inversion. Okay, so you can get it. We can talk about it further also in different sessions. But this is what I can give you right now. The explanation is, it basically something to deal with our senses, our eyes, and it seems like the person is standing behind the mirror. So I was telling you that we have so many things to talk about. I can talk about so many different things. Yes, correct, Luis, that's what I'm talking about. So what I'm talking about is, physics is all about practical applications. If you move, the friction is there. If I'm holding this marker, normal force is acting. The equilibrium position brings back the thing in equilibrium position. I'm speaking the speed of sound I talk about 340 meters per second. Or when you are seeing this live telecast using electromagnetic waves, you study all of them in your syllabus till 12th. So when I can talk about that how you are seeing it, what modulation is going inside it. There is speaker, there is transducer in which microphone is there is modulation. I can talk about so many things because I need to relate it with my life, and that's what you have to do. We can also talk about the charger, how it works. We can talk about the fan, how it works, and everything is there in your syllabus. So the aim of this session is to make you realize, come away from your books for a little while, think about the live aspects, the things that are around you, and you will start enjoying this subject. This is a wonderful subject that you find. Okay, Tushar? I can tell you that we can talk about in other sessions as well. I think I have lack of time, and if you would want more such session, please write in the comment that you want more such session, and I will be there. I can tell you so many things about the charger, so not right now, we cannot have everything in one day. So I hope you enjoyed it, and just write something in comment if you want the other session, or you liked it, then give some response. And I did my best. I will again come up with some good ideas and make you realize about how physics is interesting. So thank you so much for watching, and bye bye.